Well, check this out. I literally just finished recording the introduction of this video and I hit refresh on this page. Now it's back in stock at Newegg. Now it's been out of stock the entire day. It launched at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I was actually able to buy one, but within, I think it was 18 minutes I timed it, it completely sold out. Now I've noticed throughout the day what happens sometimes if you're like a nerd like me who's sitting here camping the page basically, can still get it. So as of right now, I can add it to the cart. Not only that, but I am seeing it in Newegg Combo Deals as well. So if we check out, in fact, I got the Combo Deals page open right here. Let's take a look. This video is sponsored by Meter, the company building better networks. Is your business struggling with networking? Unable to scale and manage for your needs? You should check out Meter. Meter builds out full stack networking solutions that actually work for business. That's because they manage every aspect. Meter designs the hardware, they write the firmware, and they build the software. So it all works together. And Meter's networking solutions are built to give you maximum control with deep visibility, policy level control, and ongoing support, and all at a price that works for your business. If you're ready to offload your networking headaches to a trusted partner, go to meter.com/PCBuilder to book a demo now, or click the link in the video description. Let's take a look. Now it says out of stock because a second ago it was out of stock everywhere, right? Even the combo deals. If we hit refresh now, boom, it's back. All right, let's check out some of these combo deals because they are pretty significant savings with them. Let's just list them from like low price to high price here. Now, there's not a big price spread, $550 to $575. Basically, it's a $25 price spread, right? And most of these are like, you get 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, which is nice, and we can compare it to what you could get for AM5, for instance, right now in combo deals. And you get a B550 motherboard. Most of them are kind of like your more budget tier, ho-hum motherboards like all these. However, this one right here is really interesting because it is the Asus TUF B550- plus Wi-Fi 2, which is a more premium motherboard. Now, there's no such thing really as a premium AM4 motherboard anymore because AM4 is no longer the latest and greatest. But when these were the latest and greatest, this was one of the motherboards that I would often recommend. But right now, you can pick this up with a pretty good RAM kit, DDR4 Corsair Vengeance kit. I think this is 3200 CL16 to it. Yeah, 3200 CL16 to it. Not bad for $575, but obviously you do save a little bit of money, right? This is $132 off. So if we just say the CPU is what it is, the motherboard at $120, that's actually probably not the worst price for it. And $132 off the RAM price, which they have listed at $240. Although I have found this RAM kit for like almost $200, but still $132 off, that you're basically getting it for like $100, which is like old school RAM pricing. That's like pre-crisis RAM pricing, which isn't bad at all. You are of course building on the AM4 socket. You know, it has no future upgrade path. You're buying the future upgrade path, right? After you put the 5800X3D on it, that's it. But is an actual upgrade compared to other platforms? So, and just like that, like I literally just finished filming that short little segment and boom, it's out of stock again. I suspect what's going on here is Newegg is just kind of pulsing stock out there. They often do this with new releases. So it's possible we'll see some more 5800X3Ds come out and then, you know, it'll be available for another couple minutes and then boom, go away. So if you want the CPU, it seems like you're probably gonna have to camp the page. It does seem like a kind of a more traditional product launch where things come out, instantly sell out. But what I wanted to actually jump into, we'll go back to that AM5 comparison in just a moment. What I actually wanted to jump into instead was I'm just gonna hit refresh on this page too, because sometimes eBay goes ahead and they remove a lot of these earlier kind of what are clearly scalper listings, but they often do not. So here's what I just went in and typed 5800X3D 10th, right? Because the 10th anniversary edition is the new one. Now that some people may not even be putting in 10th. So there's probably a lot more listings of this that are out there that they're just not saying it's the 10th anniversary edition. And you can see there's already 36 results. 36 people have already posted that they have the CPU, and including some people literally holding the box right here. You can see their thumb on the box. So now, could that be Photoshop? Sure, but actually that particular shot of the box is not really available. So you probably have to have it in order to do this. The rest of them generally are using like the box art instead, probably because they're buying it now and they don't have it yet. They're waiting until it gets shipped to them. You know, it's one of these things where scalpers are just such a bane on our existence. And particularly right now, if you click into a lot of the people who are doing this, they're just professional scalpers and they do sneakers and they don't just do CPUs. It's not like They do GPUs, they do things that are not electronics, they do like hard to get minifigs and all kinds of different things. So this price is obviously kind of disgusting. $585. This is a $349 CPU for, let's see, what's the cheapest one? Because I have it listed high to low. 460 it looks like. And then here's the ones that are matching fewer words, and these are still brand new at $599, and they're still showing 10th anniversary, but they didn't put 10th anniversary in the title, so it's not necessarily pulling that one up. And then now I see one that's pre-owned here. Looks like an older 5800X3D for $449, which again, I wouldn't buy it for that price. It's $100 over. Here's another one that's pre-owned for $405. They want at least about $500 to $750, the scalpers do, for a CPU that is literally, 4 to 5 years old. They're just issuing a new edition of it. And on top of that, it's last generation. It's end of life CPU. So that's really tough. And just for a quick comparison to AM5 CPUs right now, and yes, I know I'm actually filming this during Prime Day still. Obviously, it's the launch day for the 5800X3D. That happens to be kind of in the third or the fourth day of Prime Day. And I went ahead and put together what I find is one of the better AM5 combos right now at Newegg with 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. Remember those other AM4 combos were like $550 to $575. Well, for $600 right now, and again, this is the best combo I can find. It's actually not the cheapest. I could find something that's maybe 10 or 15 bucks cheaper, but the motherboard quality goes down pretty rapidly, and I like this board a lot. You can get the Ryzen 9600X, and it's actually a little bit cheaper than the 7600X, which is crazy right now because of all the combo offers and the promo codes. And in order to do this, by the way, at Newegg, I'm using their PC Builder, and I'm just going through until I get the ones with the big combos on them. You can also, of course, just go over to the combo deals, which I'll leave linked down in the video description. You can see what the best ones you can find are. But right now, for $600, I'm getting 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6400CL36 RAM, so pretty good timings on that. Corsair Vengeance, by the way, it's got the Gigabyte B850M Eagle, $160, but it's $49 off, so it's a $110 motherboard. It's pretty good. And then basically the CPU, if it's $70 minus 220, it's like $159, $149 CPU if I'm doing my math right there. So it's pretty crazy that you can actually get brand new AM5 with a Ryzen 9600X. That's faster than the 5800X3D, by the way, right? Faster. 7600X slightly slower, 9600X slightly faster. And I mean slightly, like frames, a couple of frames here. But it has a future upgrade path to it. 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. You can put Zen 6, Zen 7 probably on this thing in the future for about the same price. What does that say about the price of the 5800X3D? Because Newegg is throwing some pretty good combo deals, as we just saw, on top of that stuff. The one thing I just wanted to add in here, because I do expect eventually more 5800X3Ds to come in, but the 5800X3D to me is one of those parts where people have been kind of pining away for some kind of upgrade on their system. The AMD even said when we talked to them at CES, they have tons and tons of data. There's so many people still on AM4 with like a Ryzen 2600X, 2700X, 3600X, 5600X, something like that. And this would potentially represent a big upgrade for them, especially if they have a relatively more modern GPU and they're still banging around with like a 2600X. That CPU is kind of ancient at this point, and you can get big uplifts. And given the fact that people just haven't been able to feel like maybe they can jump on an AM5 this year because of RAM prices, because of SSD prices, like, hey, at least I can reuse my motherboard and my RAM on something like this. I can see where they're going to go ahead and just drop the money on this because their RAM and motherboard is free already. So really, they're only spending $349 to get on the latest upgrade path. I wish AMD had priced this a little bit more aggressively so system builders could also use it, but I guess you can't have the best of both worlds these days right now with the AI menace just eating up all the RAM and the SSDs. The other thing I want to talk about is the return policy on this. I thought was interesting. I'll have to reach out to Newegg for comment. I don't want to draw too much into this. I suspect this is an anti-scalper measure, because right now it's non-refundable. You can, if it doesn't work, they'll give you one that does, right? You can return it for a replacement, but you cannot return it for a refund. I've never seen that before. On top of that, they are going to charge you $11.20 for shipping on it. So it is nice to see some retailers taking some anti-scalper measures on something like this. I don't know what the impact is on consumers. And I just hit refresh again just to see if it would come back in stock or not. It does look like it's out for the time being. And again, if this is something you want, I recommend you check back for it. But like, what are my thoughts overall in terms of the 5800X3D? Is this a paper launch? So far, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not seeing a lot of volume in the launch. Yes, we had that brief moment for like a couple minutes. It almost feels like that was kind of on a lark. It does feel like Newegg, which is the only outlet, by the way, in the US, it seems to have this thing right now. Couldn't find it anywhere else. It seems like Newegg is just kind of pulsing a little bit of stock out from time to time. That's kind of nice. I appreciate that they're doing that so that it doesn't all just get hammered right away. But unfortunately, it looks like a lot of people are camping the 5800X3D, including scalpers right now. I mean, the number of scalper listings out there is insane. Just hours after this thing launches, like 40, 50 people selling it already on eBay before they even have this thing in hand, although it looks like maybe a couple of people got it from like a Micro Center or something like that. And now they're going out to scalp it. Let me know, did you try and get the 5800X3D? If you did, were you able to get it? Where did you try and get it? Like, how quickly did it sell out where you were? If you got value out of this video, please give a like. Of course, subscribe for more cool PC content. Check out all of our best Amazon Prime Day deals right here, and we'll catch you on the next one.